I mean, the truth is I'm thrashing around because I haven't a clue about dog gardening. I've gardened all my life and I've had dogs all my life. And the dogs have been in the garden, by and large, with me wherever I've been. And that included at university, in central London, all over the place. I've always had dogs with me in the garden. Over the years, I've learned a few things about it, although the main lesson I would say to everybody is don't overthink it. Don't worry about it. By and large, dogs and gardens get along fine. Dogs and gardeners maybe not quite so much, because some dogs do have a habit of digging and helping you out when you don't want to be helped. But what I would say is from a very early age is dogs are creatures of habit and they pick up body language. So if you want them to not run around in a certain area of the garden, just make sure that there is an area where they can run around and don't mix the two. You know, if you have an area of beds where you want them just to lie quietly, make sure they always lie quietly from an early age. And then let them have a lawn or take them for a walk and they have a good time. As regards dangerous plants, that isn't something I worry about too much because in my experience, and I've had lots of dogs, dogs don't go looking to munch on poisonous things any more than you and I do. The one plant that I would keep an eye on with a puppy is yew, taxus. If you see a puppy chewing some yew, and that's often happened to me, don't panic, just take it out of its mouth. The chances are the worst what will happen is it might make it sick, but if it eats a lot, well then it can do more damage. So keep an eye out for that. But don't worry too much about the horror stories that you read online or people will tell you. The one thing though that I don't do anymore at all is don't throw sticks for dogs. Dogs love it, and 9 times out of 10 there's no harm whatsoever. But I had a dog I threw a stick for, it went and got it, and the stick pierced the back of its mouth and came out through its neck. But luckily it survived, but that was not good. So Ned has never had a stick thrown for him. I made a dog garden for Chelsea, inspired by one that I saw in Madrid. And what we did was keep the paths very flexible. If you've got a small garden and your dog insists on going into the borders, then make that a virtue of the border. Have temporary paths of gravel or bark, and then you can move plants, you can move the paths, and the whole thing becomes more fluid. My final piece of advice, and this certainly applies to Ned, is Ned tends to cut corners. And instead of following a path at a right angle, he will crash through the planting on the corner. So don't plant anything precious on the corner where 2 paths cross.